Welcome to Tapped In with Tony. I am your host, Tony Bogan, and tonight's guest is former Indiana University of Pennsylvania baseball player and a YouTuber, Torrey Roper. Torrey, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Tony. Appreciate it, man.
Not a problem, man. You've been playing ball for quite some time. You came up through the Shaker Heights program, and it's really great to just see your rise and just see the growth that you've gone through.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I've been watching you too, man. You've been growing too, doing all your media stuff. I've been watching you grow from doing stories at our games, that now you're doing big football games and stuff like that. So it's good to see your rise too.
Yes, no doubt. Tori, for those who are just tuning in, probably for the first time, tell us a little bit about your background.
Okay, so I guess, so this is about sports, so I'll talk about my sports background. So, I've been playing baseball for a while, obviously. I played basketball and baseball, all the way up until freshman year. Stopped playing basketball, played baseball. Then, everything was going good. Junior year, I didn't get as much playing time as I wanted to. It was okay. But then senior year, that was my time. I was ready to go. Got injured, like second game of the season. I was out for like 6 weeks. So that kind of hurt me. I was trying to play college ball at that time, and I was emailing a lot of coaches. I wasn't getting no responses. Like I probably emailed like every coach in Ohio, PA, West V, every school. Like I was just getting like, yeah, sorry, we're filled up, or just people just weren't responding. And I was just like, all right, it's whatever. And then so I had a good summer. So then I finally get healed up, and then I go to summer ball, and I have a great summer. I had a great play for the Longhorns. I had a great summer with them. Played against some nice competition. Um, and then I was gonna go to Slippery Rock because I committed to go to school there because I just had to go to school eventually. So committed to go to school there. And I was emailing the coach there too, and he never responded. I emailed him all the time, just sending him video. He never responded. So then I ended up going there, and I got cut there trying to walk on. But I had a decent enough tryout for him to actually talk to me. So I was the only one he probably talked to after the tryout a couple of days later because I kept going to the office trying to see like if I made the team or not because I thought I did a good job. But I guess I wasn't good enough at that time. So I got cut then. I actually eventually got kicked out of school. Actually, people don't even know this. I actually got kicked out of Slippery Rock because of bad grades. Because I was never. This is my first time not doing a sport in school, so I just stopped with school. Like the first semester, I had a .8 GPA. And then like my second semester, they sent me something in the letter in the mail saying like if I didn't have over a 2.0, like I was going to get kicked out basically. So I didn't have that. I got kicked out. So then I eventually ended up going to this JUCO in Youngstown. My coach Donnell Boyer, he got me hooked up to with this coach he knew named Coach Gus, down in Youngstown, down in Eastern Gateway. And I went there. It was going good. Everything was going good, and that's when COVID hit. COVID hit. I was doing pretty good up until then, and then COVID hit, and I messed everything up for everybody. And then fast forward, started going to Bryant and Stratton, and Bryant and Stratton hits. Have a great year. Got Player of the Year, first team all conference, and then my coach Jay Murphy, he got me. My summer coach Jay Murphy, he got me hooked up with Steve Klein at IUP, and the rest was history from there. It was a great time at IUP. It was probably the best experience I ever had for sure.
That's amazing, man. And talk about how it was like to play at Eastern Gateway. That's up by me over in Youngstown. That's like not that far from Youngstown State University. How many games did you get to play before COVID shut?
We played about 11 because we kind of started playing early, and I was even talking to because I coach a 14-year team, and we ended up playing against one of the guys that I played with, John Mikos. He played with us over there at Gateway, and we played, and we were talking about it, and we were saying, man, if we would have played a full season, man, we were really one of the best teams in the country. Like really, like we were a bomb squad. Like we hit so many tanks. Like it was crazy. Like our whole lineup was just hitting bomb after bomb after bomb. Like if we would have ended up playing a full season, it would have been scary. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. But it was fun playing there though. I loved everybody there. It was a good time there.
Gotcha. And then you said that you played for Bryant and Stratton, which was a startup baseball program at the time. It was their first year. How was the process like joining with that team and being able to play for them?
It was fun. It was really different. Not different, but different because like a lot of the coaches, it was their first times coaching too. And then it's a first year program. Like a lot of people, it's just new for everything. So people just don't know how to do everything, um, and it was so fun though, just to see the rise and just to see how everybody grew over the season, how the team grew, how the coaches grew, everything, how everything just got better progressively over the season, and we eventually won the conference the first year in that program. That was the only time that the program has done it in that first year, and it was just such a magical season. It was just such a grind, and it was so fun working with those guys.
Nice. And I know Bryant and Stratton usually played their home games at Solon's Field, which is one of the nicer fields in the
Hmm.
area. Where would Eastern Gateway have played? Because
Uh, we
Youngstown
played at
State.
we played at Austintown Fitch High School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the all turf field. Yeah, well, that was a nice field.
Oh yeah, I covered a game there earlier this spring when
Uh
they
huh.
played Alliance. It was my first time there. It's a
Oh, nice.
nice field.
Hmm. Yeah, it really was.
And then after that, you played ball at Indiana University of Pennsylvania, not Indiana, Indiana.
Right.
How did you get connected with that, and how was it like playing for a coach who had major league experience? He pitched 11 years in the majors, and Steve Klein.
Well, well, the summer team I was playing for after that summer, Brian Stratton, head coach Jay Murphy, he used to work with the coaches in the majors and stuff like that, and teams with the majors. And he used to coach at Cleveland State, George Washington. So he's very well known in the baseball world, and he knows Steve Klein, who is a former major league pitcher. He pitched for the Indians for a half a season, mostly known for with the Cardinals and Giants, but yeah, he got me hooked up with him, and I got there, and it was such a fun experience. Just and other coaches too on the staff were pro based as well. So the knowledge that we got, it was so fun just working every day. And Klein is he's so funny. It was just a different movie every day. Basically, it was so fun.
Nice, nice. And I noticed you also hit four dingers your junior year in 2021. Talk to me about your first home run in college ball. How did that feel?
Uh, my first one. Well, first couple came in JUCO, but those don't really count too much. But yeah, the first one. Let me see. What was the first one? Um, I think that was. Yeah, that was. I think that was. Yeah, that was under the lights. That was against Millersville. And that was a really chippy game too because it was a doubleheader. Millersville, one of the best teams in the country. I mean, and that was our first season coming off of the our 2-37 year. So I mean, nobody's expecting us to even hang with these guys, anyways. I mean, we were obviously because we knew who we were. We knew we were a solid squad, and that was a chippy game all the way through. And my home run was kind of like the icing on the cake, man. And it was under the lights. It was just such a magical home run. It just disappeared into the sky. It was just so fun, and the team was going crazy. It was just crazy.
Nice. And what was your favorite part about being part of the Indiana University of Pennsylvania baseball squad?
Uh, Man, just honestly, really, just being with the team. Just being with the team, just helping them get better, making me get better, just being with them every day. Like it was so fun. It was, man, it's something that I could have never asked for. Like it was crazy. It was everything I could have asked for, I should say. It was it was crazy. I can't even describe it. Like it was just it was one of those things you kind of just had to be there, like in some of the situations. But it was such a good time though, so a very good time, and we won a lot of games. We accomplished a lot. Like the first season with IUP, we made history as the biggest turnaround in Division II history with 25 game turnaround season. So that was fun to be a part of.
That's amazing to go from a 2-37 mark to
Yep, we were. I think we were
7.
27. Yeah, we were 27 and 29, or 27 or 27 and or 25 and 26, something like that. But it was crazy. It was the largest turnaround in Division II history. So that was really fun to be a part of. I mean, and we knew as soon as we came in, we knew that we weren't that type of team. We knew that we weren't a two-win team, and we knew with the coaching staff that was coming in, we knew that they weren't going to settle for that, and they made us believe right away from day one that we are not going to be a two-win team, and we believed it, and we accomplished a lot there. And then this past year, we made the playoffs for the first time in the past 10 years. Um, we made the semifinals for the first time in I think 12 years. I think so. That was really fun too in the playoffs as well. That atmosphere was insane.
Awesome. And you played summer ball. You how does summer ball help you prepare baseball players for college ball? Because in summer ball they'll play sometimes 30, 40, and in some cases even 50 game schedules.
Honestly, summer ball it can hurt and help. It just depends on who you are. Honestly, I really feel like after it just kind of depends. What league you're in, who you are. How many games you played during the spring season, how many innings you pitched, because if you played a lot, I feel like because I played with a couple of my teammates last year down in New York, and we played a lot, and it was a lot on our bodies, especially a couple of the players that I played with. Like we were everyday players, and we talked about it all the time. Like we were like, man, I don't know if we can do this again, because like it was kind of tough on us. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of tough after playing 50 games during the spring and then coming back and playing another 40, that or another 40 plus. I mean, it was very fun though. It was a very good experience. But I really do think it's for people who don't get that opportunity to shine in the spring, and it's a really good experience though, especially if you get to go to a league where you get to travel and play against different competition all the time, and play against different college players and just learn about different stuff.
That's amazing. And how do you guys like stay in shape and stay on top of things grade wise when you're I don't know how far Indiana, Pennsylvania usually goes for non-conference games, but
Uh-huh.
how do you guys like stay on top of all that stuff when you're away for games and you're not in class all the time?
Well, yeah, I mean, our coach, he definitely stays on top of us for our grades. I mean, some people he won't even let some people practice if he gets like some reports about some people not doing their work. So he makes sure we stay on top of our work to maintain eligibility.
Gotcha. That's definitely is important when you're a student athlete playing in college. It's not like sometimes a lot of those TV shows where you just see the sports. There's also the academics portion as well.
Exactly.
And Tori, what do you hope to do in the future with baseball?
Um, well, right now I'm about to be coaching at Bryant and Stratton actually. So right now, I mean, my plan is to help them, guide them, bring some players in, that are trying to win, and build up the program that I played for and try and give back. That's really one of my goals, really to give back, to the community that I played for and communities that I have played for, and try and help a lot of people, get to college and get to wherever they're trying to get, because that's always what I wanted to try and do. So that's what I want to try and do for other players.
That's amazing, man, without a doubt. And you, a former alum of Bryant and Stratton, coaching, and you say you also coach for 14U. How is the game from a coaching perspective opposed to a playing perspective?
I'm really getting the hang of it a little bit, but it's I don't know. I kind of pick up on some habits from my coaches. I kind of have a short temper a little bit, but it's fun just watching the game. I just love watching the game. Every level that I watch baseball all the time at any level. It doesn't matter what's on TV, really. Like as long as there's a baseball game on, I'm pretty much watching it, really.
Oh yeah.
So, and that's just what it comes from. I just love the game, really. But yeah,
And yeah, especially even as a content producer for Keon Sports, I see it from video. Even in the little bit of time I got to help coach a shaker for a little bit, it's you see things a little differently. Sometimes there's some nuances you don't pick up till you are actually at that first base coach
yeah,
and stuff
exactly.
like that.
It really is different coaching. You're just watching it from such a different perspective. Sometimes you see things that you're not picking up that you're playing. And it's so much easier though when you're saying it though when you're coaching, but I love doing it though. I try and coach the players hard, that because not hard, not too hard, but hard enough. That's how I was brought up, coached. I was coached hard all the way up since I've been in like fifth grade. So that's how I try and coach. I don't like to lose either, so I'm always trying to win.
Gotcha. And I know that you're also a bit of a content creator yourself. Talk to me about that. You helped out the Shaker basketball team and helped do some stuff for them. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I used to work with the behind the ballers that with the high school basketball, football, videography and things like that, and just live streaming. That's something that I would like to get into one day, broadcasting. That stuff that I did at IUP TV, broadcasting games there. We had a great team there. That was a fun ride working there. Um, yeah, I do a little bit of YouTube, just a little bit of content creating, not too much, but I might get more into it though. But we'll see. We'll see about the YouTube though, but mostly just the coaching for now though.
Gotcha. Tori, thanks for coming on and doing an interview tonight. And if you've got any advice or anything like that, the floor is yours, man.
Nah, man, no advice, man. Just if you can just follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Torrey Roper, TorreyRoper.
Awesome. And you guys can follow Tapped In with Tony. You can follow me at Threads at TBokes2010. And you can follow Tapped In with Tony on Spotify and all streaming services.
Yes, sir.